Good morning. Today I am going to talk about mutual funds. In fact, I'm going to start with the series and let's start with the basics of mutual funds. Now, when I was pursuing PhD, one of the conclusions or observations that I got out of my study was most of the people are averse to investing in mutual funds. Firstly, because it is a new product. Secondly, they don't understand how the mutual funds function. And thirdly, they don't want to get into anything which is unconventional and stick to old norms like bank FDs, insurance, PPF, post office savings, etc. Now, before I go on to explain the basics of mutual funds, it is very, very necessary to understand all of us earn money. All of us earn money because we need to spend the money. But spending is not the only thing that we do with money. We look at savings, we look at long term creation of wealth when we earn money. Why is that so? Because today, when we are in our earning age, say till 60, 65, some people extend it till 70, 75, that is another story. But on an average, a working person, an earning person earns money till the age of retirement, which is 58 in some cases. But let's say 60 to 65 years of your life you spend on earning money. So now this money that is earned, what you do out of it, how you create long-term wealth, so that after the age of 60 or 65, when you stop earning money, you have enough corpus, you have enough funds to take care, say, of your retirement, to take care of your medical bills, to take care of your day-to-day expenses. Correct? Now, goals are not always long term. Goals are short term as well as long term. Some short term goals, say like buying a house, going on a holiday, a trip abroad, buying a car, air travel, education of children, child marriage. There are umpteen number of things that are happening in our lives, and money is needed for all of it. Correct? So while investing money, looking at only the conventional methods of investment like bank FDs, PPF, post office savings, LIC, Mediclaim, yeah, are not the only way to create long term wealth. First and the most important thing that we should keep in mind while we look at long term wealth creation is whether our investments are earning better or more than the current inflation rate in the market. महागाई किती आहे? What is the inflation rate? So are my bank FDs giving me more than the inflation rate? Today, in September 2021, the inflation is hovering somewhere around 6%. So, is my bank giving me an interest on my FD which is more than 6% post tax? If that is not the case, what is happening? I am losing money. The worth of my 100 rupees today is not going to be the same next year. Why? Because of the 6% inflation that is prevalent in our country. What I will be able to buy with my 100 rupees today is not the same that I will be able to buy next year. Now, petrol is a very, very valid example. All of us know that the petrol prices are at an all-time high above 100 rupees. There are so many things that we use in our daily lives: milk, tea, pulses, rice, wheat, all food items. Correct? Everywhere you see that inflation has struck. Now, if the value of your money is going to decrease day by day, do you think keeping FDs, keeping money in only bank FDs is going to help you achieve that long-term wealth creation target, is going to help you achieve that corpus which you need after you stop earning money? No. You need to park money in different investment avenues in such a way that you will be able to earn better than inflation. Now, stock markets are current favorites of everyone. With the Sensex achieving 60,000 mark, everybody is of the opinion that stock markets are the way in which you can create that wealth which you will never be able to create by having a salaried job. That is true. But there is a catch. Nothing is easy in life, right? If you enter the stock market with the intention of earning short-term gains, with the intention of making short-term gains, yeah, it is pure gamble. And in gambling, if your luck runs out, you will lose all the money that you earn in a sporadic event where the share price goes up and you have sold the shares. So, then what is the way out? How do I earn better than the inflation rate? I know stock market is an avenue, but I don't know stocks. I don't know companies. I can't follow them up day to day. I don't know what orders they are getting, what management change is happening in the company, whether the company is expanding, whether the company is profit making, is there any problem with the company? I don't know that. I don't know how the situation around me changes. Correct? Last year, due to COVID, all of us were taken off guard. We never knew something like this might hit us. We never knew that the lives that we were living till then, yeah, will go completely haywire. We never knew that the jobs which we thought were secure are no more. We never knew that our salaries will be reduced. We never knew work from home will be the new norm. There are so many changes. Yeah. So the environment in which we operate has become very much uncertain. Today we have a job, tomorrow we might not have a job. We have to be ready for all of it. Likewise, the companies in which we are investing, the shares of the companies in which we are investing, do we know what is happening with the companies day to day? Absolutely not. Why? Because in my job, family, house, where will I get time to look after what is happening in the company day to day? I will not get this time. So then what is the way out? Should I not invest in the stock market? Yes, you should. Because the kind of returns that you will earn from the stock market will not match with any other returns that you will earn in any other investment avenue. So then what is the way out? Mutual funds are the way out. Mutual funds are a way in which you can enter into a stock market but with lesser risk. Why? Because as I told you earlier, mutual funds are a way in which the risks are diversified. So what are mutual funds then? Mutual funds in simple language, if I have to tell you, is people like me, you, 100 different people like us, when they collate, when they bring together small amounts of money, say 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, a lakh of rupees, 10 lakhs of rupees, 1,000 rupees, yeah, as per our capacity, when we chip in the funds and we create a corpus, we create a fund, it is not we who are responsible for managing that whole fund. What do we do then? We appoint a fund manager, we appoint an expert, we appoint a person who will do the observing, who will study the market, who will look after the kind of investments that the fund invests the money in. So what we do is we outsource. We give this job which we know we will not be able to do on a day-to-day basis. We give this job to an expert, to a person who has knowledge in the field. Correct? So what is a mutual fund? It is a corpus. It is a corpus of funds collected from individuals as well as corporates, yeah, and where an expert is appointed by us to look after the money, to look after the funds that we so collected and invest it according to our needs, according to our ideologies. So that is what a mutual fund is. Now, kinds of mutual funds, how do they operate? I will put up another video. look out for my video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.